Now we're going to learn how to fill a bobbin. The first thing that we would want to do is we want to put the safety on so the needle is not going up and down while you're filling a bobbin. So if we go over here to the hand wheel and we cup our hand like this, we want to pull the hand wheel out and just do it once. That's all it needs is one pull and you're done. We then want to take our spool of thread, and you will notice on a spool of thread you have all these different holes. It is very important that you only use the center hole when you put it on the spool pin. So now I'm going to take the end of my thread, I'm going to take the center hole, I'm going to take my spool cap off, I'm going to put my spool of thread on using the center hole, and then I'm going to secure it with putting the spool cap back on again. Once I have that done, I am going to take my thread and I am going to pull it. And I'm going to pull it so as if I am going to floss my teeth. And I am going to come here and I'm going to put it through these two tension discs. Now I want you to really get a very good look at where I am putting this thread. It is going between the top and the bottom. Look at, I'm flossing my teeth right there, and you want to get it very secure so it's really in there and tight. Then you can let your thread go and you can just pull it so it's nice and straight. That. You then want to take your shears, and when you use your shears, 3 fingers in the large hole, thumb in the top hole, and you want to cut your thread at an angle so you get a very nice clean sharp cut. Now let's look at the bobbin. In the bobbin you have a hole there. This thread has to go from underneath and it has to go through that hole and pull up. It must go from underneath. Now we can take our bobbin and we can pop it right on the spool spindle. Now we have to hold this with our left hand and we're going to engage the bobbin. So now we're going to push it to the right hand side, towards the right, and we're going to hold our bobbin up. And now we're going to put our foot on the foot pedal. We've turned our machine on already. We hold it and we're going to count 1001, 1002, and we're going to stop. 1001, 1002, stop. You just want to anchor that thread. You're going to take your shears, you're going to cut your threads off. You want to make sure that this thread is going to fill in here. At any time, if you see the thread going down in here, stop and call me immediately. The thread must wind around the bobbin. If it does not, and it starts going down in here or up in here or anywhere else, you stop immediately. The way you stop is just take your foot off the foot pedal and call me. Now we're all set. Our thread is exactly where we want it. So now we're going to gently put on the foot pedal. It's like a car. The more pressure you put on the foot pedal, the faster your bobbin will go. And now watch how this fills. And it will stop automatically when it's done. So here we go. And you can see how evenly the bobbin is filling. And watch it as it fills it. Don't take your eyes off it, just in case it happens to hit a snag somewhere. You want to be aware of it. So we're going to watch the bobbin fill nice and evenly and smooth, and it's going to fill it all the way up, and you'll be ready to then learn how to thread the sewing machine. And here we go, and I bet it's all, yep, we're full. Take your foot off the foot pedal. Now what we want to do is we want to disengage the spindle. So we're going to now pull it to the left. We're going to take our shears and we're going to cut it off, and we're going to pull it up, and there's our nice neatly wound bobbin. Your bobbin should look like this. If it does not, you need to call me, because it will not work in the sewing machine if it's wound unevenly. And that whole process is called winding the bobbin. That's it. Now that our bobbin is completely wound and we have pulled our bobbin off of the spindle, We now want to re-engage our hand wheel so the needle will go up and down so we can sew. So now we're going to gently push the hand wheel back in, and now the needle will go up and down and we're ready to thread the machine. If you feel that you would like the needle to stay stationary while we learn how to thread the machine, you can keep the hand wheel out. But when you sew, you must remember to engage it. Otherwise, the needle will not go up and down. Now that we have taken our bobbin off the spindle, we have re-engaged our hand wheel. Now we want to take our spool cap and we want to pull our thread off the spool pin, and we want to wrap it neatly around so we have no loose threads. Now we are ready to thread the top of the machine.